Hey, so I want to share with you how you can set up a Seesaw blog. It's very simple. When you go to your Seesaw class, you'll want to go right up here to the wrench icon. When you go to the wrench icon, you'll scroll down past students and families to enabling a blog. Now, when I turn this on, notice what it says. It says that it will allow you to publish a selection of student work from Seesaw journals, and it'll place it on a public website. Now, that website can be password protected, and all posts published to the blog must be approved by you first. Okay, so let's show you how to set this up. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to say set up public blog. The blog name, it may be the same as my class. If I want to change it, that's fine, but I'm going to keep it the same. And then right here, you need to come up with a URL. So all URLs begin with blog.seesaw.me, but what I'm simply going to do is just get rid of any spaces between. It is available, so now I'm going to go ahead and hit the check mark. Things that I can do is I can enable comments on the blog. So this would be great if you had parents that want to look at some of the comments, but you can also turn this off, okay? You'll also notice right here where it says password protect the blog. This is something that I would ask, or that I would really suggest that you have an extra layer of security. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do ABC. Obviously, you wanna make sure that you have a better password down the road. Okay, if you forget your password, you can click right here to view it. And if you want to change your password, you can always do that. So I can go hit this arrow, and now this is the link to the blog. So if I click on this, you'll notice that it asks me to enter in my password. I'm going to go ahead and enter, and this is what it looks like at this point. So there's really nothing that has been posted yet, and so that's what we're going to take you through and show you next. All right, so when you're wanting to access your blog, you'll notice that right here, you've always been using the journals, the activities, the inbox, and this maybe the skills tab. Now you have a new tab right here called blog. If you want to go and access your blog, you can simply click on this tab right here, and this will take you to the web version of it. You can see posts within this folder right here, which is kind of cool. But let's go ahead and let's show you how students could post to the blog. All right, let's say, for instance, we have a learning assignment that we have students doing. So I had a student post something, and this right here, I'm going to review it, and I'm going to say, oh, wow, I really like this. And so I'm going to hit approve. You've probably been used to doing that if you are a user with Seesaw. But here's where the blog piece comes in. You can go right down here and click and publish this to the blog, okay? So now what's going to happen is it's going to publish to our blog, and let's check it out. Let's go right here, and you can see that it is published to our blog. Now the question is, can students do that as well? Yes. So let's say, for instance, Abby Jo here decides that they're going to do a drawing, and let's see, let's just draw this smiley face right here, and they're going to post it. Now, what they can do is they can actually go right down here and post it to the blog. Now, look at this. It says, publish this item to the blog once it's approved. And you can say, yeah, publish it to the blog. So there is the ability for students to do this. Now, let's take a look at what it looks like on the teacher end of things. Okay, I'm going to hit refresh just so I can see my screen. All right. And I'm going to go to the journal, and you'll notice when I go to the journal right here, I have a post, and I'm going to review that post, and I'm going to say, yeah, I want to actually approve this, and I'm going to go ahead and choose that. Now, what happens is it automatically posts in the journal, but if I go over to the blog, it also publishes to the blog. Okay, so I can do that. Now, let's say, for instance, that I had Abby goes on and posts this. Okay. Now, let's say that she wants to post it to the blog. I, as a teacher, will now, I'm just going to go over to the journal piece. I have a post. I'm going to review it. Okay. And let's say, well, you know what? I don't think it's good enough to publish to the blog. We can remove it from the blog, but I can approve it to the journal. Okay. So if you're familiar with Seesaw, you can see right here, it's in the journal, but when we go to the blog, it is not. So you as a teacher have some control over what is published. Now, what do parents see? Well, you can simply share this link with parents and they can go on. And once again, they're going to have to put in that password. Password's already been entered. So that's the reason why you can see this. They do not see that frowny face by Abby. Now, they can go ahead and comment on here. Notice that I'm the teacher, so I can comment, okay? But what would happen if, say, for instance, we had somebody else go on there? Let's open up a new incognito window just to show you. All right, so once again, I have to enter in the password, extra layer of security. And if I go right down here and I say, wow, this is bad. Let's hope we would never say that to a kid, right? And then what we have to do is we have to prove that we are not a, okay, so I have to do stairs. Oops. Oh my. I always fail these things, you know? Okay, so I'm not a robot. I'm going to go ahead and I posted it, and I have to actually sign in with an account in order to actually post something. So that's an extra layer of security that you're able to do. So you can't just go ahead and post anything anonymously, which is great. Once again, you as a teacher are going to have some leeway in how things are posted. All right, let's say that, for instance, Abby goes on the blog. Okay. So how can Abby access the blog? Well, she's also going to have this little tab right here. So she'll be able to see it. She can see the web version right here, but she can also see the different pieces. And let's say, for instance, this is a great... She's going to post, but notice it says pending approval. So the previous example that I shared with you of a parent trying to comment without a Seesaw account will not post. You need a Seesaw login to like or comment. However, Abby is signed in, and notice that it says pending approval. So I'm going to go over here as the teacher. Okay, just going to hit refresh just so that we can see this. And notice right down here, I have, well, this is pending approval. I have to approve it right here in the Seesaw blog tab. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm just going to hit refresh. And I can click right here and just say, yep, I approve it. So looks a little bit different than what you would have in the journal piece, but it at least allows you to have some control. So just once again, how do you create a blog? You simply go right up here to the wrench and you set it up by simply turning it on right here. Okay. Now, if you want to turn this off ever, you can most certainly turn it off. You can turn it back on. That's one of the great things about Seesaw. And the other thing that we talked about is when students post, they have this little button right here that they can use to post. And you can do it too. It has to go through an approval process on your end. Okay. The other thing is that you can have people comment. When people comment, they simply comment, and it will not post to the blog until you approve. If at any point you need to delete a comment, you can go ahead and do this. One last thing that's really cool is that you can actually take things off of the blog if you don't want them here. So I can undo this. I can remove it from the blog, but it does not delete from the student's account. It's still in their journal. So you'll notice right here, this is Abby Jo. It's still in her journal. So if we wanted to put it back on the blog, we most certainly could. simply by clicking this button. So I love the control that you have, and you can post really anything you want. This is great for exemplar student work. It's great for building up fluency, digital citizenship, learning how to comment. A lot of great ideas with using the blog feature on